Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from wherever you're watching this channel. Let us quickly visit the situation in Uganda concerning some preliminary results, or rather we can say provisional results, which have been shared. First, there's a video which has surfaced, a video where vote counting is taking place and Bobi Wine seems to be taking a lead. I wanted to focus on this video first of all.
Chagulanyi
Now that video has already painted a picture, a good pattern that is favoring Bobi Wine. But remember, this is just the initial stages of that vote counting, and Bobi Wine seems to be taking a huge lead over the incumbent, the president. Could I say the former president? Because right now, Uganda doesn't have a president, but according to the law, Museveni is a presidential candidate, not yet confirmed if at all he's going to become a president again after the results. But of course, people are saying that it's not easy to defeat Museveni. But let's focus on these trends. You know, the pattern right now is that Bobi Wine seems to be taking a considerable lead over Museveni. And if you look at the numbers on your screen there, just check carefully. All those numbers those are provisional results, by the way. They have given a picture that Museveni is being beaten in the ballot. Something that you need also to note here is that there was a statement that was shared by the Ugandan electoral chief, and he said something. This is very important. It's so important that you also take into consideration what he said, because it's relating to the pronouncements of who the winner is going to be. Remember, that video has pointed up a situation where Bobi Wine is taking a lead. First of all, let us visit what Mr. Byabakama said. And he said, some people say if you don't declare so and so as president, you will see. I tell them that I'm not in the business of donating votes. So that is what Byabakama said. And this posting was shared on in one of BBC's portal, news portal. Now let's go back to the provisional results. And we all remember, again, I need to remind you about what happened during the course of the day. The voter verification system at several stages failed. In fact, there's a case where Museveni's fingerprints could not be detected. Word on the street is that the electoral body had to embark on using a manual register. But this is not the first time. In 2021, the system failed again. And then Ugandans had to be subjected to a manual way of verification. So in the 15th of January 2026, the general election, again, the same voter verification failed. In fact, the best case scenario is when Museveni was actually the person who was being verified. Now
I put my right chinkumu, that's what they call thumbprint. The machine did not accept it. I put my left, did not accept it.
The fingerprints did not, the verification was not successful. But then on the facial expression, I don't understand how it was quick, because Museveni had a mask. So how did this system just successfully scan Museveni and detect him, and he had a mask? I don't know, but we are told that it was successful, the verification was successful, and the process went on successfully. But if you look at the opposition's sentiments, the opposition was saying that there was a deliberate plot to destabilize the system so that the electoral body could revert to the manual system, the manual way of verification. Now, do you think that was very deliberate? And do you think that is the only way it was going to be possible to, rig, if at all rigging took place? I'm saying so because if you look at internet being shut down, SIM cards, no renewal of SIM cards, you can't procure Starlink, the satellite device, and we know that these devices rely on internet connectivity. So you ask yourself, was there an intention to have these devices malfunction so that the system can fail? After failing, the people can revert to the manual way of verification. Manual way, there is no fingerprint, there's no facial recognition. You just produce your ID, your number is stick there, you go and vote. That is, according to them, was the only way they were going to deal with that situation. So the video is showing Bobi Wine taking a lead. Do you think, based on Mr. Byabakama's statement, that is the electoral chief, based on his statement that people are threatening him to make to mention some people, Simon Byabakama could have said so because most likely he was being pushed to make a certain pronouncement on who is supposed to win. In fact, according to what I see, based on this statement, is that whatever happens, he should not mention person X as the winner, but he must mention person Y. So it's up to the electoral chief to make sure that person Y wins at all costs, fail at which something can happen. Based on this statement, it's like this is a threat. So to cut this long story short, ladies and gentlemen, those were just provisional results, and since elections are going to go, the vote count is going to go into Friday, and I think the presidential announcement is going to take place on Saturday. That is according to the position of the electoral body. So, ladies and gentlemen, just go below in the comment section and tell us what you think about this latest development. Perhaps if you're watching this video and you've not subscribed, take 1 second and subscribe, like this video. Until you catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.